Hey, I'm up. I'm up now. The kite is in the sky. Back to business. Back to business, Sean.
I could tell when I saw you. It's a
I
different
mean,
John.
also I was bawling at 4:20 a.m. today. So comes and goes, but right now I feel amazing. So much gratitude. Good to see your face.
Yeah, likewise. What were you bawling about, or what was the trigger?
I went from 3 abs to 0 abs, or maybe
That's what
half
you
an
were.
ab because I've been eating
That's what
like
you.
things.
That's what you were crying about.
No, I got up at obviously no one's sleeping, so I got up at 4 a.m. Came down, sat in the living room, had my coffee, and just started thinking about you know, it's the little things. I start thinking about our pomegranate tree. I start thinking about the ice bath, the opening of the garage door, which revealed the beginning of a bright day, and the parrots, and all these little the just playing back the highlight reel.
Yeah, and that stuff can't be ordered on Amazon, right? Those are
No,
like
that cannot be
feelings.
ordered. Yeah. But I know that if I felt that, I can recreate it, and it probably won't be the same. But it's not meant to be the same. Life goes forward, and so enjoying those. It's like when you go through a breakup and you play the highlight reel from your previous, and you're playing the moments that you guys, went on date night or traveled or laughed and all that. And those exact moments can't be created, but the feeling you had with that person can with someone else. That's kind of what I'm leaning into or excited about.
Yeah, we also don't play the lowlights reel, and I'm sure that there were some lowlights as
Oh
well
yeah, yeah. A lot
that
of
are
low
now gone.
lights. Yes, yes, a lot of low lights, and also the biggest low light is the uncertainty of insurance money, the neighborhood turning into apartment complexes. When insurance money is going to come, if it's going to come, or maybe only a piece of it's going to, like all this. Everything future oriented is a giant low light.
Yeah, I'm sure also the fear of like toxic ash. When is building going to start?
Yep,
Like
yep.
FOMO around getting an architect and a builder and building
Oh
prices, like all that shit. And it's like it was 10,000 houses in Altadena alone on the Eaton fire.
no, it was. I think that was structures, homes. I think it was 1,600. I don't know the number.
Oh, structure. It was not, yeah, 9,500 structures.
It
But
was a
what does
structure.
that
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like a fence?
Businesses, coffee
Oh,
shops, restaurants.
okay. Okay. Oh, so it was 1,500 homes. That's still a lot of homes.
Yeah, it's a lot of families, man. I mean,
That
1,500 families is an entire big public high school in a big city. It's like all those families.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see you, man.
Yeah. How are you doing? I got a text from you saying that you're getting traction. You went to the gym. It seems like you're finding community there.
Yeah, the gym's been good. I just wanted to thank you for putting me in touch with all those people. They're doing a lot of good work also with helping victims of the fire.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. It's been hard. It's hard to like. It's been a hard week. It's been a hard couple weeks now, almost actually.
Yeah.
It feels like everybody I know has been affected by the fire, either like friends, friends of friends, family.
Hmm.
But it's kind of weird because not like I went to badminton this week and people were like, "Oh, hey, where were you?" I was like, "Oh, I left," and they're like, "Oh, why?" And I was like, "Because of the fires." And they're like, "Huh." Like to them, it really didn't affect them that much. Like they don't
Hmm.
know anybody who lives in Altadena or the Palisades. Like
Right.
they live in K Town, which was like far enough away from the Hollywood fire. Like it just didn't affect them. And I think that's like that is kind of LA, like two neighborhoods away. It could just be like, oh, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
It's a whole different. That's a whole different city over there.
Yeah. What is your current greatest struggle? I mean, as someone who is kind of observing and also affected because your friends are being impacted, you also live in Los Angeles. What's happening for you inside as far as how it's tied to you? Not so much your friends.
I feel helpless.
Yeah.
I feel like fear around like how this is going to impact the city. I'm scared about air quality.
Yes, that's a big one. They're saying 6 months to even because I was in Glendale the other day at my mom's house, and the sky looks blue, but they're saying there's so much that you can't see that's going into your lungs, chemicals, toxins, and all of that. So
Yeah, and
that's
LA is like an outdoor city. Like that's why people move to
right,
LA. It's for
right.
it's for climate. And so I've been wearing a mask outside. I'm not really like spending a lot of time outside. I've been eating my feelings.
Mm.
So those are kind of the things, it just feels like something has changed. There's been like a significant shift. And I don't know how it's going to impact LA or me or my life.
Yeah. What an interesting time to be deployed to LA.
Yeah, but it is what it is. And it's also like, not to minimize my uh, feelings or my stressors, but they're less than other people for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I do have to give credit to the peripheral. I do have to give credit to everyone, because if you have heart, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Who has friends or family who have been impacted, and whether you feel homeless, not homeless, whether you feel helpless, we feel homeless. You feel helpless, we feel homeless. But whether you are feeling helpless or alone, I mean, look, you guys could also feel alone too, because if it didn't impact you directly, you are watching, and there's also a loneliness to that, kind of being on the other side of the fence but can't hop over.
Yeah, there's survivor guilt also.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like that's a totally a real thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And people are being affected, right, because they have hearts, because they're empathetic. They're being affected even if they don't know anybody that's affected by the fire, right? Like there was these two women in New Jersey who started replace lost stuffies of
mm,
kids who lost a favorite stuffy, and they're two women from New Jersey, and I don't know if they know anybody, but they're like in education and they have kids, and
yeah,
so they can feel for the kids,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
like if you have a heart, you might be affected, but also it's kind of weird because there are atrocities happening all over the world, and like some of them aren't don't touch me the way this has touched me.
you know why? It's because it's come home. It's because it's in your backyard, I
Yeah,
think.
literally in my backyard.
Yeah, literally in your backyard, affecting people that and you are seeing the ripple of that,
Yeah.
and so that's very different than hearing about a tragedy on the news. But if you went to that tragedy, you would also feel that the ripple of that as well.
Yeah, if I lived in Gaza
Oh yeah,
or nearby or in Israel, that
yeah,
would feel a lot more real than what's happening right now here.
yeah. Of course, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, one thing I feel like sheepish about reaching out to people who lost their home. Like
You know,
even just telling you that like I'm back in the gym and you gave me like a shaka, I was like, yeah, that's cool. But I was like, is he even gonna care? Like, how can I help? Like, it's like I've lost my footing a little bit with people who don't have their home anymore.
yeah. You know, I think for me, what's helpful is to hear other people's stories, and they don't have to be going through major things, but just everyday mundane things. And then it makes me feel like um, stable, and that it's life, and that it's almost I wouldn't say distraction, but I like hearing about your life or other people's lives and what's going on, because then it makes me not dwell on my own stuff.
Yeah, and you're probably already thinking enough about
Yeah,
your situation.
yeah.
Okay, that's sort of the incline that I had, or the inclination, or the impulse, but it feels weird to just like kind of go back to business as usual.
No, I think I think that's why I started this with the kites in the sky. I'm back. Let's talk about what your workout was today, or your how you couldn't get it up with the girl you just met at the coffee shop, or whatever, just everyday life
why
things.
are you why are you getting it up at the coffee shop,
I don't know. I just know
Um,
you get into adventures.
okay, well, speaking of that, great transition. I had a phenomenal first date.
Ooh, See, I want to
while
hear
I
about
was
this.
while I was in Santa Barbara, right? Because I left for the fires and I was in Santa Barbara for the week. And this woman I've been flirting with, who's an actress, um, decided to come up for the night,
Oh, okay.
and we had a date. She got her place. I had my place. We weren't like, we weren't doing a slumber party or
Right,
anything.
right.
But it was a very, very, very good date.
What made it good?
Very easy, super funny,
Mm,
cute, and
mm-hmm,
flirty.
mm-hmm.
I also don't think I was expecting it. Like I think I came in with very low expectations, and
Yeah.
also she's not like really my type, and so
Oh, interesting.
there's a surprise there.
If she's not your type, without revealing too much, like what type is she? I feel like you tend to like kind of like artsy, maybe European brunettes. Not you don't like you're not into Baywatch. You're not into Baywatch. That doesn't do
She
it for you.
she's a golden retriever from Nebraska who like eats McDonald's.
Oh, okay, nice, nice. Okay.
Like totally total curveball, total curveball.
That's awesome. I love it. I mean, I'm all about exploring when it comes to dating and stepping away from types and being open to new people, new stories. Yeah, that's great.
Um, yeah, it's been fun. So we had our second date a couple days ago. Oh, something else about this first date that was really, really interesting. Um, and this might be TMI, but that's the whole podcast. I got hard like 12 times.
What? Wait,
Yeah,
over the week,
over the night.
Sean? How's that possible?
The idea of having
Okay,
sex with her.
you got hard 12 times. You didn't finish 12 times.
No, we didn't get naked. We didn't get naked.
You just got hard and went down. Right, you got aroused 12 times.
I got
Yes.
aroused
Okay. Okay.
12 times over like because our date was we had dinner and then we went to a hotel lobby at the bar and like hung out for a couple hours. I got aroused at least a dozen times in 6 hours, 5 hours.
Wow. Just through conversation, huh? Because you guys
Yeah,
weren't naked.
just through conversation
That's
and a little bit
amazing.
of yeah, yeah.
You know what's predictable as a man is when you said I got hard 12 times, I thought to myself he finished 12 times, and then I started getting very competitive, thinking, okay, now I have to figure out a way to finish 12 times, which is impossible. But that was
If anyone can do it, it's you.
no, that was the insecure, toxic locker room John Kim that reared its ugly head when you said 12 times. Instead of being curious, I was like, how am I going to beat that number?
Well, I'll just to assuage any of your fears. I'm a one and done kind of guy.
Yeah,
Maybe two
maybe two.
if we're
Yeah.
lucky. If we're lucky, yeah.
God, remember the days that like 25, you could stay in, ditch whatever work, and you could literally 4 or 5 times eat, have sex. Those days are gone.
I used to be able to stay in, come, stay in, small refractory period, get
Oh, and
hard
coming.
again, keep
Oh my
going. Yeah,
God, that's next level, Sean. That's wow.
the
That means
double
that
fill.
that means that your refractory period is probably like was like under 60 seconds for you to just stay in and ride another wave. That's amazing.
Right another wave. Yeah, but I was, this is 22, 23-year-old Sean, not 42-year-old
Yeah,
Sean.
that's the difference between amateur and pro. If this was a sport, that would have been a professional move.
Well, pro is also at 42 being able to last like, more than 4 minutes.
Yes, that's what I appreciate as a 51-year-old man. I could last as long as I like. I could now say, okay, now it's time to finish. Before
Yes.
it was like the breeze, and I'm done.
Yeah, I can also sort of come on not on demand, but almost,
Yeah, a lot more control.
lot more control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. So, is this person someone that you're thinking about now? Is this person relationship level, or was this just a really fun, awesome experience in Santa Barbara, and that was that?
Well, we saw each other on Friday. I went to her house.
So that was date 3.
That was day 2. Day 2
Oh,
was
day
her
2.
house.
Okay.
Day 3 is my house on
Oh,
Thursday.
okay. So it is evolving.
Well, we haven't consummated the relationship yet.
Mm.
So
And let me ask you this: is that because sometimes people don't do that because they actually like each other? Do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
because they want to invest in this and they want to go slow because they want to be careful and not just.
unclear. We are waiting just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You guys did kiss and make out.
We kissed and made out. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And
But I wasn't huh?
where does she live?
She lives in the valley.
Wait, wait, what? Oh my, Sean says she lives in the valley, almost
She
as if
lives in
she's
North
embarrassed.
she lives in North Hollywood, which is actually quite convenient based on where I live.
Wait.
You know.
Did you shy away because you were embarrassed that she lived in the valley, like you're pulling up in your mom's station wagon, or
I
did you
don't
just shy away because it had nothing to do with that?
maybe a little bit.
Yeah, that's very
You
LA.
know,
That's very
yeah,
LA, by the way.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm an LA guy, you know.
Look, man, thank you
I
for being
have
honest.
judgments.
So people judge. Listen, if I was dating someone saying Cerritos, when I say Cerritos, I would say it under my breath. I wouldn't even
Where's
say
that?
or Cerritos or Rolling or anywhere that isn't like kind of cool. I'd be like Cyprus or something. I would just say yeah, she lives. I would just say she lives
She's
an hour away.
Yeah, well, she doesn't. She actually, with no traffic, she lives 14 minutes away on the highway, which is like that's good.
Also, I gotta say, North Hollywood, even though technically is the valley, there's still poetry there. There's a NoHo Arts District. It's not a
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not the porn capital of the world. Like
No,
we
we
see
also
that.
went to a really good ramen. There's good food in the
Yeah,
valley.
yeah, yeah.
It's all good. It's all
Damn,
good.
look at you already being LA and shit.
I know. I just need an LA hat. I need a Dodger hat. That's the move, right?
Yeah, get you a Dodger hat. You look good in hats, and yeah, you're gonna be very LA'd out. I think within. I mean, you're already halfway there. Judging people by where they live, you're already halfway there.
Yeah, 100%.
You need to
So
start dressing like you're homeless, and you need to not make eye contact with people, and you need to experience a little more road rage, and yeah, and then you're
I'm
on the way.
I'm I'm starting with the road rage actually.
Oh,
I
you.
was always a real chill guy, but now I'm like,
Yeah.
when there's like a narrow road and the person coming ahead, like coming towards you, is taking up more than their fair share of the lane,
Yeah.
and they expect you to move, I stop moving. My car
Mhm.
is bigger than yours for the most part. I'm just going to keep going straight, and then at the end they have to like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
slam on their brake. That's what I'm doing now. I'm not moving.
Well, the other thing about Los Angeles, Sean, is people have guns here, so I want you to be careful with the road rage.
I have guns.
I, I'm not talking about your arms. Guns with ammos. Like they could
I,
actually
I
they use their gun. They shoot people here.
I have guns too, John.
I know you have a truck.
I have a truck. I've got guns. I may or may not have the gun in the truck. I don't know.
Okay,
All right. So thanks for that. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you.
that's exciting, man. And again, just falling from the sky. The way that you meet people, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It was Instagram.
Yeah,
That was
but
that was
Instagram, but just the fact that she drove up to Santa Barbara and everything. Just yeah,
I know.
you're always meeting people, always.
Last minute she was like, "Hey, actually, do you want to come to mine instead of me coming to yours?" And I was like, "Well, you drove to Santa Barbara, so yes, absolutely. I will drive to you."
Did you pay for the coffee or dinner?
I paid for the dinner. And
Oh,
yeah, I
dinner,
paid for the dinner. Yeah. I
dinner.
paid. Yeah, yeah. But
Wow.
I told her apparently we can't split anymore. I got to pay.
Yes, yes. You are doing better in action. That's amazing.
I'm doing better. Um, so one other thing, I am doing 30 days of no porn, no sugar, and no nicotine.
Wow, dude, that's heavy lifting.
Yeah, I know, starting
Wait. Why,
today.
why, why all three? I mean, I totally support you, but why all three? Why not just start with one?
Well, the no nicotine, we just need to make that a thing
Yeah.
permanently. So I'm just kind of bundling it in here. But in the book Dopamine Detox, they talk about how it takes 30 days to like cut something out of your system Not for good, but like
Yeah.
there's a good chance that it'll be for good. Porn, I don't really have a problem with. I don't really do it that often, so I kind of bundled that one in there too. Why not?
When do you use porn? Is it just when you want to just release and you using it as kind of a tour device?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like twice a week or something.
Okay. And then
It's not
sugar,
really problematic.
sugar is going to be the hardest one.
That's the this I'm hiding the sugar in the other ones. The sugar is the one that's the problem.
Yeah. There's sugar in
That's the
everything.
huge that's the huge problem. I mean, I ate a lot of Ben and Jerry's these last couple days,
Right.
like a whole pint
Right.
in not in one sitting, in two sittings, but in one night.
So when you say sugar, you're not talking about literally sugar as in so strict where you can't even have like, because there's, sugar in bread. You're talking about like donuts, cereal, like obvious sugar things, right? Ben and Jerry's, right?
Yeah, ice
Yeah.
cream,
Ice cream,
desserts,
desserts. Okay.
cookies, baked goods,
Yep.
all
Yep.
that stuff. Yeah, and like ketchup. That's I'm not gonna like. I'm not
Right.
pounding
Right. Because
ketchup.
there's tons of sugar in ketchup, but that's okay.
So 30 days starting today.
Man, there's a part of me that wants to do it with you, but there's also a part of me right now where I can't. I can't take that off.
You got
I
enough
need to
going
find a
on,
house
dude.
first.
You got enough going on.
There's a T-shirt that says, "I need to find a house before I quit porn." That's on the back of it.
Do you use porn? I was
Just like
curious
you,
about
rare.
that.
Like not. I'm not. If I use it as a tool to release to finish kind of thing.
Do you ever masturbate without it?
Yeah, what's funny is I actually because I have a very vivid imagination. Sometimes I'm better without it. Like I'm quicker without it. There's something about porn where you feel kind of gross and guilty afterwards. Do you still feel that or no?
I just like as soon as I come, I like X out of all the tabs and then like
Yeah.
pretend like it never happened.
Yes, yes. You get rid of the evidence very fast. Right. Now, if I'm just using my imagination, it just feels more natural, and I don't feel guilt. It's more like self care. But if I have to watch a video, depending also on the video, right, or how kinky it is, or whatever, or how I judge it, um, there's a little bit of shame and embarrassment, and then yeah, you're right. I gotta get rid of the evidence, X shit out, make sure it's not there.
What are you fantasizing about? I'm so curious.
Um, I mean, it depends on the day, right? It's
Yeah,
not. Do
yeah,
you
of
always play
course.
the same fantasy?
No. But I think there's some recurring themes, or there can be.
Yeah. Um, sometimes it's some sub dom stuff. Other times it's um, fantasies I want to do with my partner that we haven't done yet. Stuff like that. Exploring, experimentation, things that I've never tried. Stuff like that.
Dude, I'm having a hard time concentrating because John's bicep he's very vascular right now. He's got a vein just popping, and it's
Well, the person who the family who's letting us live in their home for a few weeks has a state of the art gym, and this is residential treatment for me right now, where I'm eating, I'm crying, I'm working out. There's a sauna here, and so there's a lot of blood flow going. Speaking of masturbation,
wow. Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna come visit.
yeah, come on down.
I'll come. Yeah, I'll come down.
I want to. Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about your person that you're dating
Yeah,
and see some
I'll send
photos.
you. I'll send you a link. IMDb.
All that also very LA. Coming to LA and dating an actress is like one of the most LA things you could do.
I know.
You know? Yeah, yeah. And maybe in New York it's like dating, I don't know, a musician or a stockbroker or something like that.
Stockbroker. Yeah, someone
Stockbroker,
in
yeah. Wall
finance.
Street,
Yeah,
yeah. But LA it's
but
like the
an
actor model thing.
crypto bro, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe
Um,
these days like the YouTube star.
I guess.
Yeah.
Are there YouTube stars here?
In LA?
I don't know,
Tons.
dude. I'm the
Tons,
worst. I
man.
don't know anything.
Yeah.
How's your family?
Family's good. For Logan, it's Christmas because everywhere we go,
Detoxes.
she's getting gifts left because she has nothing. Like all her books, all her clothes, everything's gone. So people are donating, which has been amazing. So every day she wakes up, she gets to open something new. So it's like
Wow.
for her, it's like she lost her house, but she got like 365 days of Christmas.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. Also, what do you do with all that stuff?
I'm storing it in my mom's garage in Glendale, so I'm giving people
Okay.
that address. People have been so generous, man. Hey, I we stopped by and there was a brand new cappuccino machine, like a
I, s-
legit.
I saw that.
Yeah, and my heart fluttered, and for a moment I was like, this is what manifestation looks like because I've always dreamed of having like a $3,000 cappuccino machine, the chrome ones, where you could make a cappuccino, serve it to your friends, froth the milk, right? And this showed up in my mom's house and no name on it. And we're like, who sent this? And I did a stories on it and I got all excited. And then my brother called and said, hey, the guy behind you at mom's house, he ordered a cappuccino machine and he says that he never got it. And I was like, oh fuck. It wasn't for me, it was for our neighbor.
Are you serious?
Yes, no one donated to me. my
That's incredible. All
my
right.
neighbor,
Well,
my mom's neighbor bought one. It just came to our house.
you heard it here first. John wants a really expensive chrome plated espresso machine.
Well, listen. After I posted that, a friend said, "Hey, I'm moving. You could have mine." And I was like,
Yeah.
see,
It's
look,
all done. Yeah, it's all done. Never
it's
mind.
yeah,
John needs a new Ferrari.
a Porsche 911 Turbo Triple Black 90s vintage, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing to pick it up too. You don't have to deliver it. I'll pick it up.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
he'll go pick it up. That's hilarious. The coffee story is hilarious. What I saw about when you posted that video, Pharaoh's Peter, right? Was that who was making fun of you, saying that there's no way you'll
Yeah,
ever you'll
to
ever
make it.
learn how to use
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
He's
He
not.
doesn't know that my family used to own a restaurant and we had a full on cappuccino machine because that was on the menu. So
Can you make the little Rosetta on the
no,
on the
no, I
cappuccino?
can't. I can't do the fancy shit on top, but I can make a great cappuccino. I could frost, foam the milk like it's nobody's business. But I can't make like heart designs and shit. But that
We'll teach.
come on, that's who
We'll
needs that?
teach you. We'll teach you how, dude. We'll
All
teach you
right,
how.
all right.
Okay, check this out. Someone left a review. I just want to read it because it's really sweet, and I think we both need a little TLC right now. It says, "I'm better than yesterday. I
Mhm.
love this podcast. I feel like I'm a blend of both John and Shaun, and that these podcasts speak to the thoughts in my own head that have been silenced for years. Bringing the idea of an emotionally balanced male to the forefront is such an important concept. John's books have guided me to create a new version of myself after 24 years of marriage that ended in divorce, as well as honor the younger me that was silenced by abuse. Thank you, John. Shaun is who I believe is hiding in most men, that they are afraid to let out. These two definitely seem like guys I'd love to hang out with. I appreciate what you guys are doing and want you to know that you're speaking up, that you're speaking to men and we are listening. At least some of us are. Keep it up.
Mm.
Love you guys."
What a sweet message. Hey, I love what she said, and I do think it's accurate.
He.
Oh, he. Oh shit, even better.
Yeah,
He.
yeah. He.
Oh my gosh. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean, heart on. I have a heart on.
Yes, for Nate.
Yes.
New guy Nate is who left this.
Hey, Nate, thank you so much. And also, I do agree with Nate in that you kind of represent the the part that's hiding in men that men are afraid to show. I love that. I love that description.
It was sweet.
So sweet.
Yeah, I got a little pushback on the nails, by the way, the painted nails.
By
But just by
men,
the internet.
women.
Yeah, men and women. Women
Oh,
get threatened by it too. They're like, "Oh, is he gay?" Like I didn't think he was
yeah,
gay, or
yeah,
like I dated a guy and then he painted his nails and turns out he was gay, and like I don't know
yeah.
why it threatens everybody. You know,
Does that make
not
you not want to
everybody.
paint? Does that make you not want to paint your nails again, or no? You're so
No, I don't really care.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did take it off because a benefit of painting your nails is that I always have a hard time not biting my cuticles and my
Mm,
thumbnails.
mm,
I don't bite this, but my cuticles are always all fucked up.
mm-hmm.
When you paint your nails, I'm way less likely to. I'm like trying to break the addiction of biting my fingernails.
I think I'm gonna start painting my toenails. I actually like that. I feel like I'm gonna do that. So you do your fingernails. I'll do my toenails, and it'll kind of be the yin and yang.
I like that.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what though? There's something to be said about a strong guy painted fingernails gripping a barbell.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
It's
But
hot.
yeah, I just feel more called to the toes, man. It's probably the part about my body that I love the most is my feet. I know that
Wow.
sounds that's very strange.
That's another way for you to make some money.
Sean, I have beautiful Asian feet.
No, I know. I'm being serious.
Yeah,
People pay a lot of money for feet stuff.
it might be a good time for me to do an OnlyFans.
Only feet.
Only feet.
Every time I like accidentally post a picture of my feet, I get people remind me like, "Oh, hey, dude, no free foot photos." It's like a
Don't do
thing.
photos. Yeah.
You don't do free foot photos.
My toes line up like the reception on our cell phones when you have full service.
Yeah, yeah. Can
So
you send me a photo?
yeah, I'll send you a photo of my feet. I've always gotten
Nice.
compliments on my feet. I kind of, every time someone compliments on my feet, the toxic masculine part of me is like, oh fuck, can't you compliment something else? And I've always minimized it, but now I'm like, all right, I'll receive it.
Just
It's still
own it.
part of my body.
Do you have one fucked up toenail?
Zero, zero fucked up
I feel
toenails,
like
man.
almost everybody's got one fucked up toenail.
Yeah, no.
I got one.
All
Sucks.
right, do we have questions?
Hell, you know we got questions, dude. All right, let's go. This one's fun.
Hi, gentlemen. My name's Kelly. I'm calling from Ontario. I'm 42 years old. My question is, I'm childless by choice. I'm an elementary school teacher, so I get a lot of kids at school. I like working with kids, but when I'm in my downtime, I prefer not to have children around. And I'm finding myself increasingly averse to them, even with friends. I have a friend who has just had her second child. She's almost 1 year old. And I had a hard time getting together with her recently because I thought she was going to bring her child along or only going to talk about her child the whole time. And I'm feeling a lot of guilt around this, but I also want to talk to my friend as a human and not just as a mom because I don't relate to her in that aspect. So I'm just wondering if you have any feedback or suggestions on how to navigate those feelings of guilt around that. And kind of I feel like there's something wrong with me. So I'm hoping for a little validation that there's nothing wrong with me. I'm sending you and everyone who's experiencing struggles related to the fires lots of love. You're in my mind and my thoughts. Thank you so much. Love your podcast. Take care.
So let me clarify. It sounds like her best friend has a child, and so because of that, she's in mom life, and everything she's talking about is, child, mom, stuff like that. And this person can't relate because she doesn't have a child, and it's hard for her to be empathetic. So it's a struggle for her to basically it's a struggle for her to connect with her friend who is in a very different stage in her life now because of having a child.
Yeah, and she feels guilty about it.
Yeah.
And
This is
she's not
very
like
real.
a better friend or something.
Yeah, this is very real.
Oh,
You
I
know,
could relate.
I know. I was going to say, as you who because you don't have a child, but you have friends with children, how can you relate to this, and what would be your advice?
Well, what's interesting is that like I think a lot of my friends who are parents, I have even like friends. I have a friend Jen who had a kid on her own, and she wants to hang out too.
Mm,
She doesn't want to talk about her kid all the time,
yeah.
but like it does take up some mental space and also some physical space. Like she needs to tend to the child. But I remember when I went to visit her for the first time with her new kid, she was like, "Do you want to hold my kid?" And I was like, "No." I
Mm,
said no.
mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Huh?" And she thought it was she didn't really think anything of it, but she thought it was curious. And I was like, "I just don't feel called to hold this person's baby right now," even though that is the thing that is expected of all people, is to like dote on the baby and hold the
Right.
baby. And I'm just
Right.
like, I don't want to hold this baby right now.
Yeah.
Um, but I think a lot of parents also just kind of grieve their old identity and want to connect, not about
Mm,
their kid all the time. But I also just want to say it's all good if you don't want to hang out with people who have kids or talk about kids all the time. That's totally fine. It's okay to feel guilty about it. It doesn't make you a bad person.
yeah. Hey, because of society's timelines and blueprints, do you feel like um, because a lot of your friends have kids that you got left behind, or pressure to have a kid, or you know the
No, I'm just
no
learning that like there are people who have kids and there are people who don't have kids,
yeah
and that's okay. Like we can't all have kids. We shouldn't all have
no we shouldn't
kids.
all have kids. Yeah,
We shouldn't all have kids, and
yeah.
some people are having kids that are honestly aren't really thinking about whether they should or shouldn't have kids.
And we shouldn't all have more than one kid if you do have a kid. And
We don't need more than one kid.
well, I'm just
One
saying,
kid can be
well,
enough.
maybe some, but I'm not saying. But just because you have one kid doesn't mean that now you should have two or three.
The
You know,
kid doesn't need a sibling necessarily.
necessarily right.
Could be nice. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I was just thinking about like how I'd rather regret not having kids than regret having kids.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, regret having kids, then it's kind of a selfish thing because you're directly impacting the kid's life.
Yeah.
You
Whereas
know.
regret not having kids, like, well, fuck. Wish I had a kid.
Yeah. There's more damage if you have a child and regret it. There's a lot more damage there than if you don't have a child and regret it.
I was in Santa Barbara last week and hanging out with a bunch of kids. There was like 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old, and we were all, it's like what was it, 5 adults, 3 kids, 3 dogs in a 2-bedroom. It was like full on, and I was talking to my buddy about kids, and he's like, I go, yeah, man, that's really intense. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of activity. It's hard to get out of the house, like all these things can be seen as challenges. And he's like, yeah, but you're missing the one piece, which is that I love my kid more than anything in the world, and I just want to spend all my time with her. That's the piece that you, as someone who it's not their child, you don't get to feel that. Right? Like you don't get the benefit of like this more love than I ever thought was possible about a person. So that's the piece that I'm missing, right? The people who aren't having kids is missing that piece.
I would say to this caller, what you just told us, actually say that to your friend. I mean, I think that's great. It's like, hey, listen, you have a kid. I can't relate to it. I feel guilty because I want to talk about mom life. I don't, I can't relate to it. And it's hard for me to be empathetic. I also feel kind of sad because I lost a friend in a way, even though I didn't lose you, I lost a part of you pre-child that I connected with. And, sometimes I feel lonely. It's not your responsibility, but this is where I'm at. And, I think I should put it on the table, It doesn't make her a bad person because it's hard for her to empathize with her friend who is now a parent.
Yeah, I think that's legit. And also, I think it's a very common feeling, or I guess it's a feeling when you don't have a child and all of your friends start having children.
Yeah.
Maybe even especially for women.
Yeah, it's also like when you're in your 30s, everyone's getting married and you haven't even found anyone and you feel, kind of left behind.
Why would you bring that up, John?
Oh, 1-2 punch. Well, you actually seem very okay with not being married and not having a kid. And I gotta say that the people with kids struggling look at people like Shaun, and there's envy and there's envy and jealousy there as well.
Yeah, but also I often feel purposeless, and I go, well, if I had a kid, man, I'd feel immediate purpose. Like maybe my purpose is to have kids. And then every time I say shit like that, I get comments from people saying like, it's so clear how deeply you want children, Shaun. Like I can hear it in your voice. You just need to go and get a kid, And I'm just like, chill the fuck out. Shut up. Like deal with your own. Go get your own kid. Let me figure this out on my own. I don't need outside opinions on like whether I should have a kid or not.
Having a child, bringing a human being into this world is the one thing that should not be rushed. And I get sometimes it happens and it is rushed, but if you have control over it, that's not a decision where you flip a coin.
I thought you were going to say it's one thing that shouldn't be missed. And I was like, shut up, John. Yeah, it's a big decision for sure.
Very big, yeah.
Yeah, and also like, dude, the world. Okay, by the way, today is January 20th, which is like Trump inauguration day. There's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's going on. I heard TikTok got banned, but now it's back on. I don't know, man. Life is just playing in fast forward, and I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Well, it just kind of feels like a crazy time in the world,
It
right?
is.
Trump's back, everything's on fire, the economy sucks, you can't get eggs anymore. Like, I mean, not all of this stuff is actually true, but it does feel true to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it just feels like a crazy timeline.
And I gotta say, it's been like this for a long time. So chaos has become our new homeostasis. I mean, with war, with all, I mean, there's something going on constantly. So it's become the new norm, you know?
Yeah. And also maybe it's always been like this. Or I don't know, maybe didn't the boomers have it better? They could buy like a house on like a postman's salary and
Yeah, but I think before social media, we knew less. So there was there's almost a calmness in a being oblivious. You know, all we had was the news, and the news was kind of curated. Now with social media, we know everything almost instantly, almost too much, where our nervous system is constantly activated. You know.
well, and now we know a bunch of fake shit too. We
Yes.
can't even
Yes.
tell what's real and what's not real
Right.
anymore.
Lots of gossiping.
A video about a panda eating a meal like at a restaurant, and you're like, is that true? I don't know. He's using his paws. I don't know anymore,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
How are we supposed to I don't even know how to do life like this. Like it just feels overwhelming sometimes.
You know, it goes back to kind of the foundation of Buddhism, which is to not get hooked. And you got to make sure to not get hooked, to not get sucked into um, to whatever that's going to get you to spin to create distance. So even with social media, I know you do this to know when you're doom scrolling, to know when you are, now getting hooked and pulled into the spinning, right?
I did another 36-hour digital detox yesterday.
Oh, you did. Wow. How was that?
I think I
Easier?
want to do them every other Sunday.
Nice. Yeah. That's action to not get hooked. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
It
That's
was good. It was
yeah.
good. It was kind of boring. It was funny at one point during my day. I was like, I gotta make the most out of this day, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was like, should I go wash my truck? No, that's not cool enough. Like, what? I was like trying to find the coolest digital detox thing to do, which was kind of silly. And I also had a like very low energy. You know, I went to the gym, took a couple classes, went home, took a nap, went to the coffee shop, didn't really talk to many people, went to an AA meeting, came home, read, and then went to bed. Like it was real basic. It was a real basic day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it felt nice. Like it
Yeah.
really felt
felt like
nice.
felt like the 90s.
It felt like just a cleansing of my day. And there were so many times when I wanted to reach for the phone, like, what's the AQI? And like, how do I get to this place? And like, when does the bus run? And all this stuff. And I was like, nope, you don't get to look at that right now. Put a mask on, go stand at I went and stood at the bus stop because I knew the bus was going to come eventually. Oh, I took the bus, by the way, in LA,
Mm.
which like,
How was that
no,
experience?
well, there was nobody on it because no
Oh.
one takes the bus in LA.
Oh, it might be like like the best kept secret then. It might be amazing because no one takes it.
It was free. It's like free fares or something. I
Yeah.
don't know because of the fires. But like you don't need the phone that much
Yeah.
all the time, right? Like it's possible. And I think 36 hours is not possible for a lot of people, but 3 hours is.
You know what I'm doing? I'm using the phone more for work, for podcasting, for social media now, and less for news, information, and entertainment. I really don't scroll that much. I'm a big documentation conceiver. I don't absorb. And so I think that's been really helpful. I'm not in the comments. I'm not, I mean, look, I look at some motorcycles, I look at some cars, like I'm flipping through magazines and then I put it down. I don't sit there and get into people's business.
I mean, if you're creating rather than consuming, like that's the goal.
Yeah, what a great way to put it. Yes, creating instead of consuming. I've been doing that for 20 years, just creating, not consuming.
Yeah, John just is like naturally has figured out how to make this. But it's so sticky. It's so addictive. It's so easy to get lost in the scrolling.
Well, people also say, John, you're never in the comments, and they get mad at me. But I'm like, yeah, intentionally. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not answering all your questions, but I'm just creating. I'm a creator. I'm not going to consume
Yeah.
because it'll affect my creating. If I consume, I won't create. You know.
I mean, I'm consuming more than I create. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We're starting to sound like a couple like bros, like productivity hack bros. But John is just that's who he is naturally. That's just that you're inclined to create more than consume. I love that.
Hey, but what a great tip. If you notice that you are consuming more than creating, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign to flip it and slow down. I like that.
But also, not everybody is a creator.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
People are
there are
just
more
using socially.
consumers.
Right.
Yeah, there are more. There, so we're not saying, hey, you need to be creating more. Although, artistically speaking, we probably all should be creating more. Not just to like put it online, but just my therapist just wants me to like doodling.
Oh, 100%. I think it's one of our basic human needs that we neglect or we think is extra is creativity. It doesn't matter if you're building a birdhouse or posting videos. Just be creative. It's a part. It's half of your brain. It's your right brain, you know.
Yeah,
And if not, you're just gonna default to logic, and you're gonna not give yourself that nourishment.
I default to logic a lot.
Yeah,
That's sort of my thing.
yeah.
All right, you ready? One more question.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hi, guys. This is Heidi. I am 51, calling from the Northeast, and I have a question I'm grappling with. I have been seeing a man for not very long, maybe a month or so. Things are going great. Everything's awesome. He is at the tail end of a divorce, and we were kind of hot and heavy and doing great. And then he said he wanted to kind of cool off until his divorce was final because he feels like he owes that to me and to himself. And I am struggling with it, honestly. Not sure what that really means, if it really means that or if it means I'm scared and I don't want to do this. And I just wanted to get your advice because you guys always have great, solid advice. Thank you. And I hope that you answer my question.
This is a very common question, and I gotta say, like, so my go-to answer would be anyone going through like a divorce, anyone that has residue from a previous relationship and needs space, you really got to honor that, because if you honor that and they work through that, they're going to come back to this relationship and give you more. Right. And so if you're like, because of your own fears of abandonment or that this may work out, or if you feel like, look, I invested a month, bullshit, this isn't fair, this wasn't the deal. If you start doing that and you start giving the other person ultimatums, um, there's a higher chance the plane's going to go down. Do you know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
you can't force someone to be with you if that's not where they're at as far as their capacity to invest in something.
Okay, I just want to say thank you for that. We may have already played this question at some point in the past.
You know what? That's okay. It's so many people. I get this question all the time. It's a really important question.
And I think if we have played this, sorry, but here's our answers again, maybe in a different format. My answer is always, because I get a version of this question as well. He said this. What does he mean? Does he mean this or does he mean that? And my answer is always like, just talk to him about it.
Yeah, ask him.
Ask the person who told you the thing. Hey, you say you need to cool off, or you say you want to give this a little bit more space. Like, what does that actually mean? Does that mean that you're not into this, or does that mean that you want some space? How much space? Like, dig a little deeper. I think people are scared of digging deeper because they are scared of getting the answer that they don't want, right? The answer that she doesn't want is probably like, hey, actually, the truth is I'm not into this as much as I thought I was when I first met you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? People are scared of getting fully rejected, whereas this isn't a full rejection, right? Just saying, I need to cool off a little bit to give my divorce a little bit of space before we can reconnect. That's not a rejection. That's sort of like a mild pivot, right? And so people are terrified of getting fully rejected.
Yeah.
So I would want to know. I want more information about how this guy is feeling. what is going on for him in his internal world that he feels that he needs to cool off.
There's also a chance he could be using this as a way to exit. There's always that chance. But you're not going to know, like Shaun said, until you talk to him about it. And if he is not being consistent, if you're finding lies, you could tell if he's using this as an escape route because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings, or if this is really true. If this is really true, he's actually giving you a gift because that means that he wants to really, for this to really work. So he wants it. He wants to give this the best shot.
And you'll be able to tell. Right?
Yeah.
If he's being genuine, if he's like, no, this is true. Like I really appreciate our time together. I'm excited to connect with you. Here's what's preventing me from really giving you my full attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should be able to tell, unless they're really good at lying or like, toxic narcissists or something, manipulators. Whatever.
But hey, I also want to say, listener, very relatable. So many people getting involved in relationships where someone is just divorced or going through a divorce, and then they're scared that it's going to now, be on hiatus or they're going to get rejected. And all of this. This is very common.
Yeah. What do you think about people who are still like the divorce isn't finalized, but they're dating?
I think it's less about the paperwork, more about where you're at emotionally and your capacity. I went from one relationship that was 3 years, and within a week of breaking up, I was already kissing someone at the beach, and I blamed it on the moon. And it was way too fast. I was being dishonest with myself. I thought I could handle it, and it wasn't fair to both parties. The whole thing went down, obviously. So I think there needs to be a courtesy period, and also for your ex, like whether you're married or not, like you can't jump into something a week after. It's just disrespectful. You gotta give it a few months, And so I wasn't ready, and it was totally disrespectful to my ex to jump into something, and it was someone that we mutually knew, which was just like a turning of the knife. So yeah, that was a big mistake, and all of that because I felt desired and I felt like, oh, someone likes me. I felt that feeling when the hot girl in high school likes you. I felt that, and I went with that, which was very selfish.
Yeah, but also very understandable.
Yeah.
Right. Like your relationship is crumbling. There's a new love interest. It
Yeah.
feels good. It feels like a drug. You're getting validation from a hot chick.
Sure.
Like all super, super understandable. And it doesn't change the fact that it was, disrespectful to your relationship and to your partner. I love how you blame it on the moon.
Well, on the beach, full moon, romantic, love.
I mean, seize the day, seize the moon.
It felt magical, and I went with it.
It was right in that moment.
Hey, the word chick. Are we retiring that or no? We're good with it.
Hot chick.
Hot chick.
Yeah, I don't know. We should probably retire it, but hot chick works. You know what we should retire is calling anybody a female.
Oh, like in what way? Like, hey, that female?
Yeah, that female, or I'm dating a female, or any of that. I think we keep chick, we lose female, unless we're saying like we're speaking of male female dynamics. I think that's one thing, but referring to a woman as a female, that's out. Talking about a hot chick, I think that's okay.
Yeah, that's so subtle and interesting. When I say so that female, it's almost is it
female is a thing.
Degrading?
It's an object.
Yeah, there's like a
object.
dehumanization when you say that female.
Yeah.
Would you say hot chick? I don't know. I'm on the fence about the hot chick. Maybe we should ask what our listeners think. Is a hot chick, is that degrading? Is that a compliment? Is that not a big deal?
Yeah. Well, look, hey, we're out of questions. There are we don't have any questions to use. So 657-549-1001. Please leave us a question. Also, don't leave us 3-minute things. We can't play a 3-minute thing.
Yeah.
Or like I'm dating a female. Like that's some red pill toxic masculinity stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
But I'm dating a hot chick. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Is it fun and light? Or is it fun and flirty, or is it degrading? I don't know.
Also, I think we should stop referring to women as girls.
Unless like, hey, so like Vanessa and Logan, they're my girls. It's kind of enduring. They're my girls.
Yeah, but you're not saying. Yeah, but Yes, I see that.
Even though Vanessa's a woman,
She's a woman,
I
yeah.
think it's endearing. They're my girls, you know?
But it's like sometimes you'll hear someone say, "Oh yeah, I'm dating this girl," and it's like,
Right.
"Yo, how old is she?"
Right.
But then
Because women wouldn't, like the girl that you're dating wouldn't say, "Hey, I'm dating this boy." She would say,
they
"I'm
might
dating this
actually.
man."
I'm dating a boy. I'm dating a cute boy. She might actually.
But
She's
see,
from
look,
Nebraska.
I'm dating this. Yeah, is it slang? I'm dating this boy. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think it's slang.
I think I think it's like a double standard thing. But I remember telling people that I was dating a woman, and in French, a girl is une fille and a woman is une femme. And so I would say I'm dating a woman, and they're like, "Yo, how old is she? Like 50?" Because the connotation of woman or femme in
Oh,
French is like old woman, and fille or girl is actually just like normal aged, you know, 40
older
or
woman,
below.
not old woman, older because 50
O-
is not old. It's older.
older. Did I say old?
You said old woman.
Did I say old and 50?
Yes, and
I
so
meant older. I meant
I
older.
got to correct you because we're gonna get a lot of pushback because
I'm
50
usually
women.
pretty good at I'm usually pretty good at that. Okay,
Yeah.
leave us a voicemail 657-549-1001. Let's talk about girls, chicks, and females, and then boys, hot dudes, and males. You know,
Yeah.
John, how can we support you? Anything we can do?
Oh, dude, just be yourself. Just be
Are you
yourself.
full? Are you full up?
No, I'm not full up, but
You're not full up.
I'm standing.
You're standing.
If I was to pick a song, it's by Elton John.
I'm still standing.
Yeah,
It's a
I'm not at
fucking
I'm not at
classic.
the Rocky song yet. I'm not there yet. I'm just at the I'm still standing by Elton John, not the Rocky Balboa song. That's probably next.
You landed in a good place for a couple weeks.
Yes, amazing place.
And now you're looking for the next spot. This is how I live my life basically. 2 weeks here, 3 months
Yes.
there. It's stressful.
If you have an American Express card, they and Hilton are doing a 1 week hotel for free to anyone who is a victim of the fires. So after this, we have 1 week hotel stay at a Hilton. So that's where I'll be next. And then after that, I don't know. We've got some seats planted. We're looking for a house, but nothing has been approved yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you also looking for an architect? Like, does that feel too soon, or is that's like the move?
That is too soon, but at the same time, nothing's too soon. So
nothing's too soon. Yeah.
The time that we have where we can look at, so we're interviewing architects, we're talking to neighbors, we're trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, way too soon. I mean, we haven't even cleared our front lawn yet of ashes. I haven't even been back to my house. There's military and there's police with yellow tape. So
well, that shit's toxic, right?
Yeah, and I think they said a week from now we could start to go back and look for things like wedding rings and jewels and stuff.
You saw that video I sent you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think people are gonna bring their metal detectors up to their own property and find.
Oh, for sure. You're gonna. Well, there's gonna be a lot of nails.
Lots of nails. Yeah.
It'll go off all right.
Yeah.
But I think you might find your wedding ring.
I'm gonna buy a new one, the same exact one. I don't know if I even, I'm willing to leave that in the past.
Well, we all blessed it at your wedding, so.
Oh, I gotta look for it then. I do have to look for it.
Remember, we all touched it.
Yeah, that's right.
I think, I don't think you can replace that.
All right.
If you could find it, you could find it. Otherwise, just get a new one.
All right. Hey
John.
Everyone, thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. Be well.
I love you.
Love you, man.
I love you, John. Have a beautiful week.